Hi everyone, we're in Elmsall in one of our warehouses and we're with Dave.
Afternoon.
Where are we? Talk us through where we are with all these million screens.
So across the Elmsall complex there's 3 buildings, Elmsall 1, Elmsall 2 and Elmsall 3. We're currently in Elmsall 3 control room, and this is the screens that the planning team and the systems control team monitor to make sure that all the conveyor networks, the miles and miles of conveyors are still working. And then on this side we've got the planning team that on a day-to-day basis the forecast the demand profile from the customers, and then when they receive that forecast they overlay that against the resource plan that we've got to make sure everything fits and we're well on track with maintaining customer promise.
So this is where it really starts then?
Yeah.
Before even it goes down to picking and packing and moving it round, it all starts here then?
Yeah, the work for the warehouse starts in this office before the actual manual work for the warehouse starts outside. We just make sure everything that we're going to sell, we're capable of getting through the door.
And what sort of quantities in general on a daily basis are we talking?
Roughly on a day-to-day basis for domestic and international dispatching, we're anywhere between 550,000 and 700,000. But last week we were very proud of this one.
Yeah.
We managed to break 1 million units handled on one day last week.
And by units you mean like actual product? Yeah.
One t-shirt is 1 unit, one pair of jeans is 1 unit.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's we're very proud of that one.
Yeah. And that's a new milestone with it, yeah.
It's the first time we've ever done it.
Wow.
So yeah, very proud of that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this is where all the planning starts, and like you said, it's all monitored. So should we go and have a look elsewhere then and see?
Yeah, we'll take you outside to the first step of the process of a customer's item journey.
Yeah, cool. So how long have you worked at Next, Dave?
This is my 21st year.
21st?
Yeah.
21st, wow.
I started as an 18-year-old picker.
Yeah.
So I know I don't look old enough. But, yeah, 21 years.
21 years, and where did you? And in that time, where did you? What role did you start? As a picker, did you say?
Yeah, a warehouse operative picking for retail stores.
Wow.
Elmsall 1, Elmsall Way.
And then you just over those 21 years then just kept progressing and progressing and progressing?
Yeah, from a warehouse operative I then progressed to training instructor, then team manager, then the assistant site manager, deputy site manager, and then now site manager for Elmsall.
Wow. It's such a, I know we spoke about this a little bit before, but it's such a big employer in the area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really big employer for the local people around here. That I mentioned to you before off camera, but there's not many people I don't know that have not done an actual shift for Next.
Yeah. So where are we now then? Because I guess this is this is way different to in there, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the brand new E3 operation. It's the biggest of its kind, and it's a pouch system. So for this area, this is where we take in goods, returns from customer and new from suppliers, and then also pick it out to go to new customers.
Okay.
So
and that's what's happening over here then. Yeah?
So on this station, this lady, the yellow tub contains returns that a customer's previously bought and then returned. She's then putting this back onto the stockpile after it's had a QC check and refurb. So putting it back into the grey tote, that'll go away into storage. There's a really high storage, it stores over 1 million totes or boxes.
What, in here as well?
In here, it's just around the corner, so we can
we're going to have a look at that.
And then when it's in storage in one of the 1 million storage areas, when a customer orders it again, it'll come out to this picking area, it'll display it for the picker, it'll scan it and it'll drop in a pouch, the pouch will take it away, and then it's consolidated with the other items in their order before it's packed and sent away.
So what's all the stuff in the background in terms of all of them moving around there then?
So that is the storage totes. So the totes will contain either mixed items, so all returned items that we mix them in a tote, or new deliveries from supplier, we put the same item inside one tub. So they're just purely item containers for storage.
And because I'm noticing as well, there's at the back and also going around above our heads and stuff. What are they?
So that is the pouch delivery system. So The old traditional way of picking is person to goods, so a person will walk around with a trolley and tell them what location.
Which we've got in
to
some
stop
of our other warehouses.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So this style of automation is goods to person.
And this is quite brand new then, in terms of the industry as well.
Yeah, it's brand new across warehouses. Yeah.
Wow. And is there? I bet there's not many other companies that do this then. Or
We are of this kind. We are the largest in Europe for this delivery system.
Wow.
So,
Wow. So is there? How many different are these? So what are these classed as stations then?
So these particular ones are picking stations. So E3 for its design end purpose, it is only 50% built for where we want to be over the years. So we've got a few years before we have to expand with growth, which is not expected until like late 2028, 2030.
And has that been done by design? Yeah. So we can grow.
So we've got a couple of empty chambers by design, and that is just purely when we do get to the level we need to expand, we've already got the building to expand into.
Okay.
So yeah, but there's 66 of these picking stations, and they do 600 items an hour, where the traditional picking, pushing a trolley around on average is 200 items an hour.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more efficient for getting things moving.
I mean, my maths isn't very good, but it's, it's a massive increase. It's like, 200, about 200%, yeah.
Yeah, it's a substantial increase on what we can do within a day, yeah.
Wow. So where else? So this is picking. So where does it go from? Where are we going from here on?
Well, we can just show you the large storage area.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit where we've got the box intake. So the lady on the end was doing the customer returns, individual items. But we also receive from a supplier in a cardboard box, we call them BDC, so bulk distribution carton.
Right.
So we receive BDCs from a supplier that we transfer into the plastic totes.
Right. And when we say supplier, what kind of supplier is that? As in supplier from where the garment's been made?
Where the garment's been made. So they arrive in these boxes.
Right.
On this station, the operative will cut open the top and just transfer it into a plastic box, which then goes into storage. So it makes it a lot quicker picking process for us.
So these come from overseas, from any number of our suppliers, whether they be in like Bangladesh or Sri Lanka or even Portugal, a bit closer to home. Yeah, and
all around the world.
All arrives here.
Arrive here, it's put into storage until a customer orders it. Yeah.
Ah, okay, and then that will come down to where we just were.
Yeah.
To be then.
As soon as the customer places that order, it's delivered automatically to the picker. And then they pick the item.
And we're not picking absolutely everything in here, are we? For every single customer.
No,
and every order?
It's just clothing fashion. So the Elmsall complex doesn't. We say it's non-conveyable. So if it's not allowed on the conveyor system because it might cause damage to the product. So like a vase, we don't deal with anything like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously things that are too large to fit in the tote. We have other warehouses that deal with large items like furniture, curtains. They're dealt with different warehouses.
How many have we got of the warehouses in total, is it?
In Elmsall there's 5.
Yeah.
There's 2 in Doncaster. There's 1 in Toffshore where the returns currently are. And there's 2 at Dearne Valley. So
Massive.
I've lost count then.
Yeah. I think, is it about 13?
Yeah.
About 13, isn't it? Massive infrastructure then, huge.
Unbelievable size. You don't really appreciate it
until you're in it.
Until you walk through it,
Yeah. And like you say, we're only going to be really seeing half of it. That's, well, not all of it is operational yet, is it?
No. So of E3's design, we have only got it's been launched in 3 phases and testing. We've only got the first part, which is the mixed returns picking. This week we are starting to test this element of it, and then in May, September, we're hoping to start ramping up the packing side. So we will be picking and dispatching from this side.
Where at the moment it's kind of interconnected with all the other the other Elmsall complex.
Yeah, so there's 3 buildings at Elmsall complex. At the minute, we pick up, so a customer can order from Elmsall 1, order of 3 items. First item could be in Elmsall Way, second item Elmsall Drive, E1, E2, and third one
E3.
Third one in E3. So what we do at the minute is it's picked from each individual building, it's transported through conveyor network to the site where it will be packed and dispatched from and collated together.
And then it goes off to the customer.
One customer's order travels across 3 postcodes before we actually get to pack it.
And 3 postcodes because the site is that big.
Yeah, it's a 15-minute walk from where we are now to Elmsall Drive.
Right, so you get your steps in.
Multiple times, yeah. More than I'd like sometimes, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just like, there's just so much going on. And like you say, it's not even, it's a third there. So when it's full capacity, it's going to feel like a massive hub of like logistics just around you, isn't it? I feel it already.
Yeah, especially with E3 as well, it feels like a really big community coming together as well.
Yeah. So all this machinery, like there's loads of stuff going on, but could we take a closer look and like you just explain a little bit more what is actually happening? Because you've got these obviously bags going around everywhere. So what's happening here then? Because this is a little bit different to anything I've ever seen before. Yeah.
So these totes are arriving at this station because a customer has ordered one of these items.
Ones.
These grey totes.
Yeah.
So these are storage totes. So when we receive returns back, as I mentioned, on one station they take a photo of the item and put it in the tub. So we know exactly what's in every tub, and then when a customer orders it and arrives for picking, it shows the operative that exact picture of the item that's required. They take it out, scan it to confirm it's the right one, and then place it into a pouch. So these pouches then take it all the way to, we call it the drop zone, where items are dropped to take it across to the other buildings where it will be packed and dispatched.
So it's not being sealed here, like in its final, what most people would know as the next customer bag. It's not being sealed here.
Not here. We collate all the orders together, so an item might come from different buildings. It might come from
like you said before. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's what thrown me. You've got all these like white. What do you call them then?
Pouches.
Pouches.
Yeah.
You've got the white pouches going around, and I was like, where's the next bag gone? But
so it's one item per pouch, and then it's delivered upstairs where when it gets to where it needs to drop the item, it's magnetically opened.
Right.
It'll drop the item in a chute, and then it's transferred to a tote that takes it to Elmsall Way or Elmsall Drive.
So this is where it's obviously all sorted. And then you said earlier as well, there's a big storage area, isn't there?
There's a big storage area on both sides.
On both sides of this building, yeah.
Yeah. So there's that side you can see with all the grey totes. That's all storage, and then this side as well.
Oh right. Oh yeah, it is pretty big, isn't it? Oh right. I see what. Oh, so that all the way back there.
So from this side with the view blocked, you can't appreciate the scale.
Whoa!
But when you look at the size, so between both sides and all the building, we currently hold up to 1 million either cardboard boxes or plastic totes.
Wow! So that is literally where all of those are stored.
Yep.
1 million.
1 million storage locations, yeah. And then when it's required, they call them shuttles, which retrieval shuttles will go and fetch that tote and bring it to the conveyors.
Oh, so from there to there,
yep.
Got you. Okay.
And then delivered to a picking station, and from that, it'll go back to the operative that puts more items in from returns or where we fill it back up from a supplier, and then it'll go back into storage till the next customer orders something from that tote.
Wow. And that's all automated?
All automated.
Wow.
And that's what the guys in the control room, the system guys, they make sure everything's running, there's no blockages.
So they're monitoring that as well?
They're monitoring the conveyor system and making sure that everything's running smoothly.
Because I guess if any of one of that, if it fails there, it's not going to get to here, and equally if that stops, it's going to be backed up and
Yep. And because the customer's ordered it, it's got a promise we need to deliver it for. Whenever we've said we're going to deliver it, it's important that we get things moving as quickly as we can.
So it's just so clever and interesting, and it's like you say, the fact that it's the biggest in Europe as well is just ridiculous.
It brings out the geek in me. I'm not ashamed to say it, but it brings out the geek in me.
Yeah, that's good. So where are we going? Sorry.
We'll have a walk upstairs now, and I'll show you the more traditional picking. Oh, the Elmsall 1 and 2 still work on this style of work.
Yeah.
Where boxes from the supplier are put into locations on the pick face.
Yeah.
And then an operative has got an electronic handset.
Yeah.
That tells them where to visit for customers' orders. So they're pushing a trolley around.
Right.
With a tub.
Right. So that handset then. So that handset enables them to go to all of these containers, like we've got, like all of these here. And is that how they find all of these then? Yeah.
Yeah, so the first letter is the zone, so it's split up into different zones. We've got 26 different zones across all 3 sites. So this one is H.
Yeah.
So they'll only get a pick contained within a H zone.
And I'm guessing we start at A.
Yeah.
So that's
We
how
do.
big it is.
We
Yeah,
do, yeah.
yeah. So they'll know to come here, and then they've just got to find it, pick it.
Yeah, it takes a while, but you get used
Yeah.
to the layout of the zones, and then it directs them on which location to stop at and select the item to confirm it for picking.
And then how you said there, it takes people a while. How long are we talking in terms of how long does it take people to get used to a size of a warehouse? Like, because you were a picker obviously at one point.
It took me at least 6 months before
Did
I stopped getting
wow.
lost. Yeah.
When you were a picker, and then obviously you've come all the way up now to site manager, innit? Yeah. What kind of things? Was it good? Are you happy you've gone through that route as well, and like almost learned different parts of the business in distribution?
Yeah, it's given me a good understanding of how we operate from end to end as well. Obviously, as an operative, sometimes you don't appreciate the next stage on
Right.
packing. If you're on picking, down this way.
Down this one.
Yeah, so if you're on picking, you don't sometimes appreciate where you're passing the item on to next.
Right.
So working your way through, you get to see all the different departments and how it all
Right.
ties in together.
It's almost like, oh right, I've been picking for however long. This
Yeah.
is where it all goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, like you were saying, like that planning process at the start, you wouldn't know about that unless you progress through the business, would you?
No, it's something that you take for granted that work just appears.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of hard work that goes up to that point to make sure it's fully planned out.
Oh, bit dark in here.
They're on automatic sensors.
Cost saving, then. Well,
Yeah.
efficient as well, and efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which way are we going now, though? This is
Through.
so big. So literally, we're only in half of this. And when was this open, like E3?
So for its purpose built, we've only been doing it 4 weeks now for
Right.
the automation side.
Wow.
But we've actually been using the static racking with the conveyor for just over a year.
Right. Okay. It's not just Next product in here, is it? It's all the what we class as total platform,
All those total platform brands apart from Reese.
apart from Reese.
Reese. It's hanging, so that's
Hanging.
done at the hanging warehouse at the stadium.
Right, got you. And that's one of the reasons, isn't it, that we've created this so we can, you know, support those brands, and if any new brands come on as a total platform client,
Yeah.
they can then come into our infrastructure. We can give them the same service that we give all Next customers.
Yeah, we've got a ready-made product that has got a lot of room for growth
Right.
already. So as we grow, we've already got the space to expand into.
And how many people are we talking at the moment are working around this site? Like, because I guess it's not just all automation. Like, you know, when I'm walking around, I'm seeing people still, which is good.
Yeah.
And like we said before, it is a big employer, so we are still employing people as well, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, so across the 3 buildings on Elmsall complex, we've got around 3,000 base people. Then we have agency workers on top.
Yeah.
And then there's all the maintenance teams, projects, finance. So across the Elmsall complex in total, we'll be closer to 4,000 people a week.
Wow. A week.
So we've got for returns. Right, let's go up these stairs.
All right. Cheers. Where are we going?
So we're going to the bridge across to Elmsall Drive.
Oh, and this was the one that we were talking about before, weren't it? Elmsall Drive, yeah.
Yeah, the other connected warehouse.
So we're on the bridge now. So this is the bridge, yeah?
This is the bridge. This is what we've got 2 bridges. This is just one that connects one of the warehouses to the other with a conveyor network that delivers the items.
Which is running along here, yeah.
It runs along this side and it takes all the picked items from one warehouse to be transported to the other where it'll be packed and dispatched.
Doesn't feel like a bridge, does it?
No, it's It's got more of an airport feel.
Yeah, yeah, massively. It's yeah, that's it. Airport, stadium kind of feel. And it's like so wide as well. But yeah, so where are we heading to now? Then did you say?
We're just going to Elmsall Drive to see where the items are packed and dispatched after being picked.
All right, brilliant. So Dave, where are we now then?
So right now we're in Elmsall Drive, and it's called Sorter 6. So all the items that we've seen being picked across the other warehouses, it comes here to be collated. So if the customer orders 5 items, all the 5 items come together into these pouches. So they're delivered in the green tubs upstairs, and then an operative one at a time places them into these pouches. When all the orders available, so if they've ordered 5 items, it'll not deliver it to a packing station until all 5 are available. And as soon as it's available, it drops around onto these packing stations.
Right.
So the 5 items in the 5 pouches will all be back to back. They'll travel through the system and drop them one at a time into a chute. So as soon as items land in that chute, the operative knows that is a full, complete customer's order that they'll then put into a next bag or one of the TP bags if it's a bespoke TP partner. They'll seal the parcel, put the delivery note on, and then place it onto this bottom conveyor. The full parcels then travel to the other end to be put back in a pouch, and then it's delivered automatically onto a dispatch and separated by depot.
So the system's smart enough to collate all the customers' order together. So if they've got 5 items, 10 items, they can put all that together, and then it all drops one after another.
It won't release a customer's full parcel until it's got all the items together. So an operative's not waiting 20 minutes for all the items to arrive.
They all come at once.
It's all coming at once.
And that's the newer thing from before, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is the packing system that E3 is going to be designed
will
on.
have.
So the legacy, they used to manually transfer items into pigeonholes.
Yeah.
And the first item could arrive at 10 in the morning, and the last item in one customer's parcel could arrive at 11. So it could take a full hour for that item to arrive.
Right.
So the efficiency of this system is that all the items are arriving together, and the operative just simply has to complete parcels.
Got ya.
So this is the parcel induct, all the completed parcels for customers. They're scanned and placed back into a pouch. And again, the system takes it round to dispatch, and it already knows where that parcel's from. So if the customer's from Birmingham, it'll take it round to the pallet drop for Birmingham and drop it automatically into that.
So just so I'm clear, that they've packed it over there.
Yep.
It's then come back here. It's then being put in another pouch, and off it goes to where it needs to be delivered.
To the dispatch area, and it's separated by the area of the country where it needs to go.
And then what are they doing here? They're just checking that everything is in that order that needs to be in that order as well?
It's just as simple as putting it into a pouch so the system can do the sorting by region for us of the parcel.
Because it just doesn't come to it. It goes to what are they called? Regional.
The next we've got a regional service centres, and then it also separates it by as courier depots as well.
Okay.
So around whether you deliver to home or to store, it's all separated through this system.
So clever, like to see it all come together, and I think you have an idea of what in a warehouse, in one of our warehouses, but until you come into it, you don't really.
The scale and how quickly it's advanced is surprising as well.
Because in terms of how long's this system been in? Because like you said earlier, it's quite new, isn't it?
It's brand new technology. We've had Sorter 6 for coming up to close to 2 years now.
Okay. And then this is kind of the future of what we want to start bringing into E3 and stuff as well.
So the 2 years includes 1 year construction, and then we've had 1 year operational.
What we're coming into now? What's this area?
This is a dispatch street. So we've just seen where the parcels are reinducted into a pouch.
Yeah.
It travels through the conveyor system, and each one of these bays is a separate regional service centre drop or a depot drop around the country. So if this one, for example, is Swindon, any parcels with a Swindon postcode or what falls under that catchment area when the customer orders, they'll travel along. The parcel will drop into the pallet from the pouch, which is then, when it's full, this green light will turn red.
Yeah.
And then the dispatch teams will then take it to the vehicle and load it on the vehicle that it's required for.
And where does that happen then? Further down?
So this is just on, the dispatch bays are just on the end of the street, so it's as close as we can get it to the dispatch area.
Right.
With less travelling time, and again, it keeps us efficient.
And again, it's a good mixture of people and automation together, isn't it? Like all working together to make it efficient for the customer.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I guess this is what you were just talking about. So you got the lorries all lined up there, ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all ready to be preloaded, and if you can see just above, it's like an airport dispatch gate. So that vehicle over there is for Avonmouth, and we can tell it leaves at 8 o'clock. As soon as it gets to that time, we close the vehicle. It departs to Avonmouth depot.
And is that like quite a hard cut-off time?
It's a very rigid cut-off time, yeah.
Because then that's got to make their drop. And,
the onward journey from the courier then, so we work to strict times. So
that's the tour then?
It's as simple as that.
As simple as that, yeah. Little bit more to it than just simple, but it's such a great thing to see, and such a big scale as well. It's like massive operation.
Yeah.
And like we've just gone through, 3 different warehouses over 3 different postcodes. So
got a sweat on.
Yeah, got a bit of a sweat on. Yeah. So it just shows you the size, and this is just one of our main places, isn't it? Our distribution places as well. So I mean, thanks so much for the tour, Dave, and taking us around and showing us the scale of distribution. It's been great.
No problem, anytime.